I have to walk in?
Peer review the podcast. Peer review the podcast.
OMG, it's RMS.
RMS in the flesh.
Whoa. No. It's not a handshake. It's not a handshake. I was looking for a crisp dap, and that's the only thing. All right.
I was looking for this.
Yeah, but first you gotta do this.
Oh, I see. My bad. I'm not as cool.
That was really good.
Bruh.
That was the plan all along.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Peer Review the Podcast. It's us. It's us and one of the girls.
AKA Rohan, AKA RMS.
AKA...
Flofie, AKA
What else?
Rohan Mohinder Sridharan.
He's a lot of things, but above all, he's our friend. And above that, he's a musician. Welcome.
Thanks, gang.
How do you feel about being here with us?
Great. I feel very reviewed by my peers.
Oh.
So true.
Is there anything else you wanted to say before we get started?
I hope you enjoy the review. And I hope you review us too.
Heck yeah.
Are we good peers?
1 out of 5.
Bro,
Yelp.
1 out of 5 is crazy. What do we do to you?
This is the baseline, and then you have to try to win your stars back.
Okay, fine. By the end of this, we'll be 5 out of 5.
Bet.
Well, here's a little background. I feel like they should know how we know each other now.
Oh, yeah.
So we all went to the same high school. I became friends with, I met, Rohan didn't like...
Where are we going with this?
Rohan didn't like me in the 11th grade because I'm a morning person and he's definitively not. And we shared a 7:30 a.m. class. Look at how he's not even denying that he didn't like me. That's so fucked up.
Yeah,
Just
but
imagine, dude. Just picture it.
I think you should look at the camera and tell everyone when you fall asleep, usually.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like a cool, regular, like 4 or 5 a.m. vibes. You know?
Crazy.
So, like, obviously, a
Just
kid
chill.
that sleeps that late would not want to be around a kid that loves the morning. But we had a class at 7:30, and this bitch was always late anyway. And he would get locked out of the room.
Bro, but that guy was mad extra. Like,
I loved him.
it was so, like, someone's late.
Already.
That's fine. Like, sure, you should be punished for that. Just give me detention, bro. Like,
Yeah.
why lock me out and then,
That's
like,
so
create
much
a whole
drama.
circus and, like...
Public shame.
But it didn't work. I was still late.
Every
Like,
day.
Yeah, he would walk in late with a banana in his hand. And I would be there early with
Post coffee.
post coffee. And his really good friend sat right in front of me. And
Poor guy, dude. Poor guy lost his hearing after that.
lost his hearing.
Riti just love to participate.
Morning yapper, bro. That shit was crazy, dude.
I'm huge on school, love education.
I think she's
Love
just a
that
yapper at
class.
all times. Though.
True, but like
Like,
morning is when other people are like anti-yap.
Okay, yeah.
So
Facts.
then it's just like extra yap.
I don't think a single person that loves me likes me in the morning.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Confirmed, yeah.
Anyways, he didn't like me, and then I wiggled my way into his life, and then he got stuck. And now we've been friends for 10 years now.
Wow.
One
yeah.
decade.
A decade.
One
good,
decade
pretty
of
good.
friendship.
Wow.
Your turn.
Okay, well, Rohan and I, our parents knew each other. Our moms worked together. So we've been going to each other's birthday parties since we were little ones.
Tiny.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
just
think
a
we were
cookie
like
cake,
friends until, like, we were invited.
That one
each
birthday
other's-
you had the cookie cake.
Yeah, it's fire.
That's all I remember, but it's sick.
Yeah.
You only remember the food?
I could run one of those right now, bro. I could run one of that right
Cookie
now.
cake.
Bro just ate cookies and cream ice cream.
Guys, we
I
were
could go around
literally
too, to be honest.
we were halfway through dinner, and he was like, "Wow, I can't wait for cookies
Mid
and cream."
burrito. He had a burrito in his mouth. He goes, I can't wait for ice cream.
Real ones get it, dude. Like, cookies and cream.
Yeah.
Do you ever like get anything else? Like, I've seen you try other things, but you always land on cookies and cream.
Well, the one we went to didn't let you try samples.
No, but
I
we
feel like
went.
it's too risky. You just got to go with what's good.
Oh yeah.
Shout out.
Because of the
mental
allergy.
illness.
Oh, okay. Mental illness. Nice. I thought we were doing the physical health route.
yeah.
He has
We'll
a
call it that.
lot of problems. That's okay. We share that.
Nice.
He's a musician.
Yeah.
He's very good at it. He's been a musician for many years. So he's great. If you weren't a rapper, what would you be? Like barring you have bills to pay and stuff. If your dream career was not your dream career, what would your dream career be?
It would be filmmaker.
Nice.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I feel like I'm already like I use a lot of that in the music stuff
Mm-hmm.
for like visuals, music videos, and I think like one day when there's like a serious budget involved,
Yeah.
it'd be sick to like do short films around the songs and stuff. But
Yeah, that'd be really
if
cool.
you remove the music, that's what's left, you know?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
super cool.
That's great.
Additionally, if you weren't a rapper, but you were a musician, what genre do you think you'd be making?
That's a good one, Preeti.
Yeah, I heard you guys brainstorming this one the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Eavesdropping?
You did in front of me, bro.
I was just yapping to him.
I feel like some like chill, like indie pop vibes, you know?
Oh,
Okay.
Like Saturday Slide vibes, but the whole thing is
Oh, yeah.
singing. you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good. I remember you sending me like a Tom Misch song. Senior
yeah.
year of high school. You were
That's
like,
great.
I really like this music. I should make music
Mm.
like this. And I was like, yeah, you should, bro. You haven't yet, though.
True. We'll
Yeah.
get there.
Mm-hmm. So good. What about you, Preeti? If your dream career wasn't being an environmental science research, someone that saves the world and the planet, what would your dream career be?
Well, I think I enjoy music a lot, but I don't enjoy performing like solo a lot. But I think I would enjoy like being part of a group,
Mm.
whether it's dance or music. Actually,
Mm.
I'd either be a dancer or I'd be like part of an orchestra.
Love that.
That's awesome.
Guys, she played viola for many years and she was really good at it. She was really good.
What about you?
Thanks for asking. I thought no one no one wants to hear my answer.
Yeah.
If my dream career wasn't my dream career, my dream career would be a chef. I think I would really
Oh, I can
enjoy
see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would kill that.
Yeah, you do
With,
make
like, a
brilliant
chef hat.
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, your
Allergic to
sock
papaya.
has a bar. It says features.
Features. Yeah. My
Wow.
aunt got me these.
That's
sick.
actually so funny.
Just in case I'm stupid, they have a left and right marker. You know, just to be safe.
Oh my god.
That's insane. I didn't know there was a difference between left and right socks. Is there?
I don't know.
Actually, usually I just put them on.
I also just put them
I
on.
feel like these are some sort of like,
High tech.
yeah.
Feet
There's
support.
there's some features about these that I
Oh,
don't know.
shut up, bro. Okay,
Oh,
anyways.
whatever.
What do you think your biggest internal struggle is as a musician and with your career specifically?
Biggest internal struggle. My
Mhm.
external struggle is holding this mic.
It's fucking heavy. It's so heavy.
She was saying, she's like, I want Rohan to have the pink mic. And then she held it and she was like, hell no.
That's like a try workout. Internal struggle related to music. That's what you said?
Yeah.
I think a struggle I have is like the execution catching up to the ideas sometimes. I don't know if that's my biggest, but that's what I've been thinking about recently.
Yeah.
Because I have all these like worlds in my head that I want to build and things that I want to do musically and visually. And I always feel like, while it's not like a healthy way to think, like falling into the trap of like, there's not enough time in the day, there's not enough hours in the day, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang, like I want to do more of that. I want to like work on those things more. But I feel like given the immediacy of like immediate needs of like other work that needs to be done, like sometimes things get pushed and pushed and pushed, you know?
Yeah.
So it is a goal of mine this year to like get some of those things that have been on the backlog for a while done. So like album stuff, other projects I want to do, other visual things I want to do. So we'll see. Just have to figure out how to change the workflow, you know?
Yeah. And that's tough because you're like the boss of your own schedule.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not like someone can magically tell you like, oh, just do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
You have to plan it and then do it.
That's the problem. It's like when I do my like planning and do my like planning of the sprint, planning of the month or whatever, then the things that take priority aren't always like the fun things to do. It'll be like, okay, I have to do all this like admin stuff and I have to like, you know, get on the call with XYZ. I have to do these things that are better for the business, like come up with like a merch campaign or whatever the case is, which is like cool. It's like interesting. But then it's so easy to just get lost in that as like, you know, it's just me and like a couple other people I know, you know. So it's everything takes away time from the creative stuff, which is like that's like the why behind it. So figuring out
Yeah.
how to balance that so that like you're still creatively fulfilled on the journey, but at the same time understanding that you're a professional musician, right? And there is the business to like build around it. So
Right.
yeah.
That's interesting.
Do you think like ideally you would be able soon when you have like the budget and you get to kind of outsource that stuff, you would want to delegate that out so you can focus on the creative?
I think to a degree for sure.
Mm.
I also think like I'm just a hands-on person, so figuring out how to throttle that in a way that like makes sense for sure. Like learning delegation, I feel like delegation is a skill, so you have to like be able to trust the people that you're giving these tasks to. So one, it's like finding the right people for it. Two, it's like finding the trust within yourself to like let go of control. And then it's like three, delegating the right things so that like your brand doesn't get watered down by someone else's ideas or I don't know, lack of execution. It could be like a bunch of different things, right?
Yeah.
So the selectivity there is like also all these like skills within skills, like micro skills to develop.
Yeah.
It's a process, but we'll get there. Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
Great astronomy analogy.
Oh no.
How do you feel about astrology? Same thing according to Miss Katy Perry.
Questionable.
Anyone wondering, he's a Capricorn.
What is that?
Yeah, I don't
A
know.
goat. It's
a
literally
goat?
They said it, not me. They said it.
We have this conversation every time.
I didn't remember
And
that.
it's like, yeah, in one ear, out
definitely
the
blocked
other.
that one out.
Tune me out. You
That's
tune
crazy.
me out. You don't care about
He
me.
literally selectively hears you.
I know. I mean, I like can't even get mad at it because I'm just always talking.
She
Dude,
said it, not me.
speaking of goats, if you're an animal, what would you be? And you have to answer this in the form of charades.
You have to act it out. Do you like us to hold your mic while you do it? For his sound to...
I guess you can also do like taboo, like you can act out the sound.
All right, hold my mic.
A turtle.
A turtle.
Got it. Heard, understood. Is this because you're a terp?
Oh, so true.
I feel like the turtle affiliation came before the terp affiliation,
Didn't we get you like
The pillow pet.
a pillow pet?
It was fire.
Turtle pillow pet. Do you still have it?
Yeah. It's upstairs.
Do you use it still?
No, not as much. But I don't have classes to sleep in anymore.
Did you use it in college?
I definitely had it with me in college. I don't know how much I used it
Practically.
practically.
But you used it in high school.
It was decor.
In college it was decor. In high school it was like it was a necessity. Like
Did you
through
bring it?
stat, I used to just sleep.
With your pillow pet.
Yeah, in my yearbook we were reading yesterday,
Yeah.
it literally said like it was nice hanging with you in stat, even though you slept the whole time. It was like the pillow pad I would use to sleep.
How did you get away with it?
Oh, Ruben didn't care.
Oh, that's good.
Rumen.
He was like, it's because like I was doing okay, so he was like, oh, he's allowed to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But then someone else tried that, and then they pointed at me and they're like, I think it was, you're gonna bleep these out.
Yeah.
I think it was that like tried to sleep, and then Ruben called her out on it, and then she was pissed because she was like, Rohan is sleeping like right next to me. You never say anything.
I literally remember this.
And then he was like, well, you don't have the grades that he has.
Oh, damn.
I was like, damn, bro.
She was
That's
pissed for
intense.
Columbus.
She was pissed for Columbus, bro. That was nuts. But yeah, shout out Ruben. He let me sleep with the pillow pad.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's so good. Why? What about be a turtle? Huh? What about? Huh? You get it.
Yeah.
Answer.
I just think they're nice and cute. And
You think turtles
I
are
don't think they're cute, bro.
I don't think they're cute.
I think they're kind of cute. I know, like, if you look too close, they're a little bit, like,
A little scary.
monstrous. But I feel like, in theory, they're cute. And yeah, they're chill. I think chill is the right way to say it,
Are you
That's true, I would say.
self-proclaimed chill?
I'm not even saying, like, I identify with the characteristics of a turtle. This is just why I like them. I just think
The
they're
question
chill.
is, if you were an animal, what you would be?
Yeah. I mean, like, I chose...
Well, I think he's outwardly chill, I don't know about in there, but I think you're chill on the outside.
Yeah, well said, well said.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, I was just making a joke because you say that I say that in things all the time, and then you say that I can't be self-proclaimed that. So
Mm. Well,
Well, it's like you can't win with this question.
well, yeah. I mean, that's fair though. I feel like I've always associated turtles and you.
Yeah,
Slow.
you're
Rarely on time.
slow. Exactly,
so true.
exactly.
There it is. There it is. You've gotten better at that though, for sure.
I'm trying. It's hard.
Yeah, I know, but you're doing really good.
Yeah.
Thanks, gang. Appreciate it.
Here's a fun one. You've been friends with girls for a long time.
What?
That's not what
What
the question
bro.
says.
What an intro.
Odd way to.
Do you like being friends with women or with men more? Why? Answer carefully.
Different vibes.
I knew you would say that.
We
I know that's
literally,
like that's the PC thing to say, but like it's pretty accurate. Like
Mhm.
different vibes. I feel like historically my friendships with women are more responsible for like my personal growth,
Mm.
just because I think it's been easier for me to like talk to and open up to people like you guys.
Mm.
But yeah, I think also have great relationships with my boys, you know? But it's like different. It's like
Yeah.
a slightly different vibe.
We actually wrote a follow-up question, or like I guess concept, but how it's in relation to like the male loneliness epidemic.
Yeah.
So like how do you kind of prevent that like when you're hanging out with your other guy friends from like not feeling as comfortable? Like how do you take what you learn from your friendships with women and kind of apply it in that way that's beneficial, as you were saying?
Yeah. I think we've seen it more now that we're like full-blown adults.
Mm-hmm.
Like those barriers don't exist, at least for like most of us, you know? Different people are at different stages of their openness and like their personal growth or whatever, but the trend that I've seen is like, you know, through college or post-college, like I feel like the level of openness and level of vulnerability has been like higher amongst us, like me and the boys, whereas with you guys it was like the level of comfort was there since like high school, you know?
Mm.
So I think like consciously or subconsciously that's probably from, at least on my side, from like having been exposed to those sort of like safe spaces to talk about things, and then like attempting to create those safe spaces for those guys, you know? But
That's
I'm sure
nice to
everyone
hear.
has their own experience with that.
Yeah. Wow, that's so nice to hear.
That is nice to hear. Do you think, was it like uncomfortable when you first like became friends with girls that like kind of demanded that emotional? Like I know I was always talking about my feelings and I was like, how do you feel, Rohan? How do you feel? How do you feel? Like was that, I'm sure it was strange, but like what like were your thoughts then when that was happening?
Yeah, there's probably like a little bit of a culture shock at first, but I think it helps when it's like someone's vulnerable first, and then they like, you know, I think that makes it feel safer because it's like, oh, I've already like shown XYZ, like then you can feel safer about doing that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it's so funny. You were my first like close, all of my friends have always been girls. She actually had a lot more guy friends than I did. I just didn't really understand how to talk to boys.
I think that was why I just didn't talk as much.
Yeah.
Like about my feelings at first. So we were just like doing things together rather than like talking together. But I was like, I think I'm in the same boat where like someone was being emotionally vulnerable already.
Yeah.
So that openness was there. And if it wasn't there with other people, I was like, chill. It's whatever.
A true bro, dude. Let's go.
I don't know.
She's like,
Oh no, that's so pick me.
I'm like not one of the girls at all. I'm like totally one of the boys. I would like go outside and get like dirty and stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
that's so funny
You
no.
just
though. Like,
lost half your listenership.
I know, bro. I literally went to mountain bike camp.
That's so
so
crazy, bro.
that's okay, Preeti.
Yeah.
You like growing up though. You were pretty tomboyish. Is that an okay thing to say? Is that still cool?
I don't know, but like it's reminding me of Kendall Jenner. I'm not like that, guys.
Preeti's a girl.
I'm a girl's girl
Yeah,
too.
yeah, absolutely. Preeti loves being a girl.
This is my room. This is my surfboard.
That's so funny.
I'm so cool, guys.
This is so funny because Preeti's literally the opposite of a pick me. I love this.
Yeah, I'm like a don't pick me.
Yeah. I think that's funny though, that I was on some level I was doing that for both of you. Yeah. Amazing.
Wow. Self-proclaimed.
I was waiting for it.
Well, I mean, you guys were saying it. I just took it the extra step, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a real one.
No, I think it's funny because I'm pretty demanding of it. I'm also not a doer. I was never outside. I was not permitted outside because I just kept getting hurt.
She was a
Checks
OG, like, Tumblr fan fiction. No, in a good way. You're like actually a trendsetter.
Yeah, you know what? I
I
was
thought you
there.
meant Tumblr because she falls.
Yo, crazy.
Okay. No.
Did you know I was 21 when I learned that Yeversilur actually is ever silver and is not a Tumblr. It's not a Tumblr word for Tumblr.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, Rohan also all three of us speak. Well, all three of us are
Understand
Tamilian.
Tumblr.
Yeah, Tamilian. I speak it.
We're literally
She
in
kind
order.
of speaks it.
Yeah.
He rarely speaks it.
This is true.
Yeah, but we're all there. Yeah, I also didn't know that. I wasn't 21, but
You should say something in Tamil for your fans.
yeah, hit it.
Tell me what to say, bro.
Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
There we go.
You look so shy saying it.
I am shy. I am like very self-conscious saying it.
That's so nice.
But I'm gonna learn.
yeah, you will. I think so. Yeah, but I think like all of the guy friends I made were through Preeti.
Really?
Yep. I like literally I had no idea. And I remember we were walking out of ninth grade orchestra one day and I was like, Preeti, like I don't talk to boys. I don't know like how you have so many guy friends. And you were like, it's because we don't talk. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
We go on our bikes outside and stuff. I was like, oh, I
The
literally
biking again.
it's like I literally don't do that. I sit inside and I read. But yeah, that's kind of funny. But you were friends with like guys longer than girls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you do enjoy your female friendships more, is what I heard.
That's what I heard too.
Huh?
Huh?
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Guys, like if you're his friends watching, don't feel bad. Okay.
That's cap.
We're responsible for more personal growth. Like what else
They're
could that possibly
slandering
mean?
my name, brother.
I would never do that. But like do you see that kind of like self-isolation is more common?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like
Without a
how
doubt.
when you see that and you catch it in your friends because you're like a very loving person, what do you say? Like how do you pull them out from that?
Just try to be super upfront. Different people are like very different in terms of receptiveness.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
for example, with like someone like this is a couple of years ago. He's doing like better now, but like to see what he was going through and these sort of like very negative patterns of thinking and negative habits and then like unhealthy ways to cope with those thought processes or whatever. I got to see it like very firsthand in real time. And I think in that sense, it was like helpful that I was right there because then I could literally just be like, bro, like this is that. And, you know, try to help him like logic it out, knowing that he's like a logical person and he will be receptive to that kind of me calling it out, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas just generally, he's like receptive to things I say. Like
because that trust was built up over years.
yeah. So there's a level of trust, and also there's just like how much the wavelengths align. You know what I mean? Like there's things that like you could say to Riti or you could say to her, like it would make more sense coming from one of you rather than if I hopped in and said the exact same thing, like it might not work.
Yeah.
Or if like I use my wording or the way I think, just based on like wavelengths aligning, right?
Yeah.
That's why I feel like with me and him, a lot of other people tried to say things and like it would make him upset or make him angry or whatever. But luckily, like there was that level of wavelength where what I was saying was being received. And he was like applying those things I was telling him, whether it's like tangible strategies or just like catching certain
Like patterns.
yeah, certain like feedback loops and stuff. And yeah, I think it served him super well. In an instance where like what I was saying was not received, right? Or like it's like trickier is someone like where he also is dealing with his own situation, his own stuff. But like I don't have that kind of relationship with him where like he would want to hear what I have to say, you know?
Yeah.
But it's interesting because like a bit closer to him and he would tell me that like when he talks like he channels the things I told him to try to like help him out. Whether that's received or not, I don't know. But
Yeah.
at least you do what you can do, right? You give it a shot.
Yeah. And what you said created enough change that it stuck.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And it has a ripple effect. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that. Today's your last day on Earth. It's not a threat.
We had to
Sounded like a threat,
clarify.
brother.
That's
It's
really
not a
bad.
threat. It's a question. Today's your last day on Earth? Question mark. What are your last meals? Breakfast, lunch, dinner?
Meals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put in my guess already. Did you do yours?
No, but I'm curious as to whether you're gonna choose like one of your allergies for dinner because you're just like fuck it.
I'm dying anyway.
Yeah.
That was actually
That's crazy.
my exact
That's
question.
Crazy. It's so funny. I think like someone has asked me a similar question and had a similar guess because they're like, why wouldn't you just do that? But
I think it was literally me.
But that's
and then
like if
told
you
me-
enjoy it.
Yeah.
yeah.
You told me that you have an aversion to the
Exactly.
Yeah.
To the
yeah.
taste.
Yeah.
and the smell.
So it's like I would just be eating something that tastes bad.
Yeah, that's not the way to go.
Yeah.
See ya.
I feel like that's probably not a fun way to go anyway.
Yeah, it's also I think it'd be something dope. Some palak paneer would be sick.
Yeah,
That was
said
your
it.
guess. Palak paneer naan? Palak paneer
I'm
rice.
trying to go in sequence. Let me do like breakfast, lunch, dinner.
All right.
I'm not gonna say in order, but like so lunch I think would be we gotta like feast a little bit, you know? So
Yeah.
like masala dosa vibes.
Really?
Yeah. would be
Wow.
sick.
Nice. Mysore masala or just masala?
This is a safe space. Like, what's the difference?
Oh, I think it's more spicy and they add more like ghee.
Oh.
Honestly, it'd be like I have to ask mom like what is the type of masala dosa she makes.
Okay, your mom's masala dosa.
Because I can't eat in like restaurants and stuff
Right.
due to yeah. So
See, like, I feel
Now
like
everyone's
it
it's like a
keeps
guess
coming
game.
up. You know?
Comment below if you think you know his allergies.
so it's like yeah, it's specifically that one because that's all I really know. But that for lunch.
Yeah.
I think palak paneer roti for dinner actually. Either roti or like those parota things. You know?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
those are
layered
so
ones.
good.
They're amazing.
It's literally just parota. I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
just parota.
You got it.
And for breakfast,
Really a breakfast.
not a
eater.
breakfast guy, but I think
Due to waking up in the PM.
yeah.
When'd you wake up today, buddy?
2 p.m.
I feel like if I had it in me to like eat a solid breakfast, because just the thought of having such a heavy breakfast and listing all those other heavy things, I don't know if I like really have that in me. But if I had it in me, I would have some like a waffle with blueberries, strawberries, whipped cream.
Yeah.
But if I'm being realistic, I think I would just have some like fire, like one of those like sugary cereals, and just call it.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Like a
you're,
honey bunches.
No. It has to be like even more.
Oh,
kid
like
cereal.
Fruit Loop.
oh, like cookie.
Like
what is that?
Lucky Charms or something, or like, yeah, that one was fire too.
What
Cookie
is that one?
Crisp.
Crisp. Yeah. Yeah.
That one is sick. Something like that. That's be dope.
Mm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised you didn't say like your fruit cup with a toothpick.
Yeah, fruit cup is not breakfast though. Fruit cup is like
Dessert.
it's like a little like evening snack. You know?
Hmm.
Okay, we can have that. It's
Wow.
your last day on Earth. You can have whatever
Okay.
you want.
Yeah.
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 What would you have?
Well, I actually on your list had them. I'm surprised that didn't make it.
No, that's just expected. Like Darsadam after the masala dosa and Darsadam after the
See, that's
roti
what
and
I'm
stuff.
saying.
Oh, okay.
My guess for your absolute last meal on Earth would be your mom's palak paneer.
Yeah.
There's them.
yeah.
Pretty good.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Pakka South Indian dude.
Pakka. He just can't speak Tamil.
Yeah.
He'll get there one day.
We'll get there.
My last meal, tarsadam. Dad's tarsadam
Yeah.
with mom's vetikornbut. I'm set.
Nice.
That's all.
No Kai?
Okay.
Wow.
I'm dying.
That's crazy,
What do I need nutrients for, bro? It's my last day on Earth.
That's so funny.
You?
Oh. Well, you didn't say breakfast and lunch. Right? I just have to choose dinner?
Oh, you want me to do breakfast, lunch?
Yeah.
Breakfast, New York bagel,
Oh, nice.
egg, cheese, red onion, spinach, sandwich. Yep, that's my breakfast. Compass coffee, Compass DC coffee. Listen, when
Some idiot came up to me and was like at a networking event in DC.
Yeah.
So I call him an idiot, but actually he was right. But
which hurts more.
yeah. This op that I only met once came up to me and was like, "What's your favorite DC coffee?" And I was like, "Compass." And he's like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, and then he was like, "Well, I studied abroad and I went to Milan." and he told me the best coffee in DC was Gray Street coffee. So then I went there and I ordered. It was delicious.
It was slapping.
Yeah, it was better. I'll say.
Dang, bro.
I liked it so much, I got the beans and I brought it back for Riti
Yeah.
to try.
So
And
good.
unfortunately, he was correct.
He was literally right.
Unfortunate, but
Super
Yeah, but so good. Now
kind of a
I
win,
know
yeah.
the true best coffee in DC, apparently.
Yeah.
true.
Compass coffee, New York bagel, egg and cheese. Which is actually kind of a hot take because I feel like Jersey bagels are better than New York bagels. And
Yeah.
New York pizza is better than Jersey pizza. That's all right, though. Lunch, mom's rasam, potato curry, banana chip. Yeah. You didn't call
Nice.
me a Pakka South Indian.
No, you are.
Where's mine?
I was just surprised by this one because he doesn't speak Tamil.
Oh.
Doesn't
kinda
speak.
He doesn't speak.
I was like- All right, breakfast, lunch,
Pre-
dinner, hit us.
Okay,
It is
I
pretty-
would do. I would do a nice Jersey bagel
Mm.
Okay.
with like veggie cream cheese.
Mm.
And then for lunch, I would do my grandma's rasam with kovaka and also tarsadam.
Mm.
But for dinner, I would go penne alla vodka
Ooh.
Oh.
with burrata
Burrata.
and lots of basil.
Ooh. Nice.
Do you think you would go out with a lot of fat because you can't really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a hard time processing fat.
Mm.
So why would I care? That's why I had the cream cheese and the pasta in one day because
Yeah.
I'm dying.
Live large. Live large.
Yeah, live large, literally.
Here's a fun question. I think we've talked about this in the past, but it was years ago, and so we were thinking about things to ask you,
Mm.
and it came up. How do you categorize love? And like maybe that's a vague question,
Mm.
but when we talk about it, it's always the analogy is always like the same color, different shades, same tree, different branches. It's all
Oh.
the same, and the way that I love you and the way that I love my parents, the way I love Preeti or Rohan, like it all feels the same. It just shows up differently.
Yeah,
Mm.
regardless of whether it's like familial or platonic or romantic.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
Mm.
How do
Or-
you categorize it?
Yeah. is it even all the same?
Yeah, I think it is all the same,
Mm.
but I like the distinction of like branches of a tree vibe. I
Mm.
feel like that fits what I have in my head because it's like I feel like the feeling is the same,
Mm.
like the warmth, you know, like that's the same, but then like yeah, I don't know. I feel like there are differences, you know,
Mm.
and some of that might just be more in like how it's expressed or manifests or whatever. Um, but I feel like that's enough for it to be its own branch, if that
Mm.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I like the tree too because it's like nothing's finite.
Finite.
Because it can just keep growing.
Yeah, and like the source is the same.
Love.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, literally. Love that. Yeah, exactly. I like when you say words wrong because like it's just proof that you're a reader. Like you read these words.
Yeah,
That's
I
why you don't know how to say them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I sometimes don't have a voice in my head reading. Like I just read.
Mm.
So I don't know how it's pronounced. But I get the vibe.
Yeah, fair.
You're not like a huge reader, right?
Mm-mm.
So when you did read, like either out of obligation for school or like you actually were enjoying what you were reading, like what were you envisioning? What were you imagining?
Huh?
I don't get it.
Okay, like we've talked about this, but it's like when I close your eyes and I ask you, close them, and
I'm actually RMS.
Let me give you that, bro.
close them. When I say like imagine a red apple on a table, what do you see?
What you said.
Just great. Is it just a red apple on a table? Is it actually red? Is there anything behind the table?
Okay,
What kind of table?
Yeah. I'm imagining the basics of what you said for sure. Like it is a red apple, but I just colored in the table as like a brown wooden table.
Okay.
Time of day is like an evening sun vibe coming through the windows.
Oh, so we're in a room.
So we're inside. I'm imagining like a kitchen table, and it's like a brown kitchen table, and then there's like evening sun coming through and hitting it, and it's like seems like summertime because right outside, there's like greenery. Yeah.
Love. So it's like huge, like a scene you've imagined.
Yeah.
For just the red apple on the table.
Can you see colors vibrantly or is it kind of dulled down?
In that image?
Yeah.
That's pretty vibrant.
Wow, okay. Because I was reading a thing about how like people process images and some people can see the whole picture, like how you would see it on a screen if you're watching a movie. And then some people just cannot picture anything brighter, which is kind of me.
Oh, interesting.
Everything's kind of dulled down.
Yeah.
I can still see color, but I can't picture it like in the daylight.
Got it. So for that same thing, what do you guys imagine?
I pictured like a classroom. So like there's an apple on a desk.
Yeah.
And there's like a bookshelf and an easel, or like not an easel, a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I think it's pretty similar to what you said. Like dream kitchen, bay window, like the bay pillows, and then there's the table. It's like a breakfast table.
Yeah, you have a nook.
Yeah, nook. I love a nook. And then there's a red apple on it, and it's like one of those like Snow White red apples, you know, really delicious, crunchy looking. And then there's the bay window, and then it's springtime. There's flowers, and they're pink. There's like birds chirping. I feel like it's a whole scene, and it doesn't even take. And the reason I even ask is because I feel like this is actually pretty rare. For some
It is
people.
rare.
Yeah. For some, like my brother, it's really hard. It's literally just apple table. That's all.
It's like an interrogation room where there's no room.
There's no room. It's
just
literally
white space.
I don't even know if it's white. We should ask him for clarity. But he literally said it was red apple table, and that's all. But I feel like I didn't even have to think about it. If someone said red apple table to me, that's what would come.
Do we know what this correlates to?
No, I mean, it has to do with like the reason I even asked when I even like started thinking about this to begin with is because I love to read. And reading comes so easily to me because I feel like I'm in it and like I can like literally turn off what's around me and just sit in the plot. And that comes because it's so easy for me to imagine. Like, even if the author hasn't put in every detail, I'm putting the rest in. So I love to read. But my brother and my mom, for example, when they read, it's just words. It's really hard for them to envision what's being said unless it's like really in depth, really like every detail is kind of ironed out. So my brother prefers nonfiction or like
Interesting.
religious texts.
Very
Interesting.
So
interesting.
he loves reading stuff that doesn't require that level of imagination.
That's very
So,
interesting.
yeah.
That's why the other day he was like, so I was reading the Bible. I was like, what?
Journey of the West. Journey
Yeah.
of the West.
Guys, that story is so funny. We were all at dinner, like literally last night, and we're all eating pizza. And my brother is like, he's 6 years younger than us, and he's sitting at the table, and he's like, so Rohan's like, oh, Rohan is my brother, and Rohan is also RMS. Rohan says to Rohan, oh, you're like literally Wukong, and we're all like, who? And he goes, Journey of the West? And we were like, what? And then he was like, you don't know Chinese mythology? It's literally the second greatest epic of all time after the Mahabharata.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh? And he's looking at us like a pretentious freak. And he's like, you don't know Chinese mythology? And he's just like such a nerd. But he loves to read that stuff.
Yeah. But I bet that's what we sound like when we're like, you've never read this random niche fictional book that no one's ever heard of?
Fan fiction. Let's just be real. It's fan fiction.
Yeah, but there's other fictional books you've read.
I read but I read
Yeah,
a
that
lot.
you'll randomly be like, oh, you don't know the 3-part series?
I don't do that. I don't
You
do
did
that.
back in the day.
Okay.
But I did too. I'd be like, what do you mean you don't know Inkheart? Or
Inkheart was so good.
Yeah.
Fire. That's
Yeah,
so good.
Inkheart was so good. Yeah, but that's why it even came up. And like, I guess another question along the same lines is like, what it looks like when you think. Because some people have a very strong internal monologue where even if they're like going to brush their teeth, they're talking themselves through it. And it's like, pick up toothpaste, put on brush.
Oh, wow.
And some people are completely the opposite, where they are not thinking words at all.
Mm.
And they're like seeing action, they're visualizing the action as they're doing it. So instead of put toothpaste on brush, they're seeing themselves do it and then they're doing it. So that's also interesting. I feel like because,
I'm intrigued. What do you picture?
What do you think? Like,
Yeah, I don't think I'd have an internal monologue for like tasks.
Mm.
I think my internal monologue is more when I'm like actively thinking about an issue or a problem or whatever. Like I will talk to myself internally or literally talk to myself. But like for like tasks that are like maybe toothbrush isn't the right example because that could be like an autopilot task.
Yeah.
But if I'm just like navigating somewhere, right, and I'm like trying to figure out, okay, do I like look at this map and go left or right or whatever, I feel like it's more in the visualizing the action as opposed to like thinking about the words that correspond with the actions, you know? How about you guys?
Yeah, I think, some things are on like autopilot, like daily activities. If I have to like do public speaking, which I did a lot of in my job, I would literally say sentences in my head before I said them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's more of a me problem rather than like how I work because I was just super nervous. But I think if I like am doing a task I don't usually do, like I picture doing it to take the train and get to the airport, I like usually picture like us like climbing up the steps of the platform and like being there, taking the train. But I think, again, that's like because it's a one-off thing and I don't usually do that. I'm just making sure I know all the steps.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, I guess I picture things actually more than I'm repeating things.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it has to do with public speaking. Like in school, I used to be like here in my head. And then they'd be like, Preeti, I'd be like, here. Damn it.
Oh, Preeti. Preeti.
A deep cut. I actually haven't thought about that in a while.
Yeah, because they don't really take attendance in college. Huh?
Yeah. Also, I didn't go. Sometimes I didn't go to class.
She has a master's degree. She took school very seriously.
Stay
She's
in school,
published-
everyone.
Stay in school.
You're really proud of the fact that I'm published. You brought it up every episode.
I'm very proud of you.
Thanks.
I'm very proud.
Published preet.
Published
Pungent
Preeti.
Guys.
I was trying to give you a positive,
Yeah.
positive alliteration.
What was the other one? Pungent Persian Preeti?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
So
Persian?
Rohan
We'll get
thinks
there.
because I'm too light skinned to be South Indian that I have Persian ancestors.
I mean, it's fair.
That's a, yeah.
But my mom is also super late. But so is my grandfather. And my grandfather looks a little vague.
You look real vague.
I think I look super South Indian, but I think it's for my dad's side.
Mm.
Wait, you never answered the question. How do you...
Oh, I very rarely have the internal monologue.
Oh, you're just doing
Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to say until it's been said.
We can
Halfway
tell.
through the sentence, she's like, ooh.
Halfway through the sentence, I'm like, I have to pivot. Yeah, I mean, in spaces like this, I don't think really before I say it.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes it's because I'm listening so hard, but also because whenever someone's saying something to me, I'm just envisioning it anyway. So what you guys were saying, you're like, oh, I envision going up the train steps. Like I'm seeing you see that in my head.
Oh.
I'm imagining that. So I think I don't really have the time or room to think about.
Oh, you
what
really
I'm gonna
picture
say.
everything.
Yeah. It's loud in there, bro. It's loud. And it's never even my voice. Yeah, I think thinking words, thinking sentences before I say them only happens in scenarios.
That's nice.
Yeah. Situations where I have to be aware of what I'm going to say. So to adults, I think it before I say it. Otherwise, who knows?
So wait, when you say you have 7 thoughts at once,
Mm-hmm.
they're all in picture form? What's happening?
Well, it's there's a song in there that's stuck. There's a song stuck. So it's always playing. Then there's a to-do list that's
Is it an
running.
RMS song?
Maybe. Case closed. That song is actually so good. Unironically, everyone should listen. Pause this. We'll link you. Just go listen to it. Yeah, and in the bio. It's literally everywhere. Anywhere, it's in your ass also. You just have to go look for it.
Bruh. That was when you should have pivoted.
See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on. It's so rarely quiet. And that's why even meditation took so long for me to learn, because I was they were quiet your mind. And I'm okay. I'm not thinking any words, but I'm seeing a billion things. I have to go home and I don't know, wash the dishes, and I have to do this other thing, and I don't like the way my hair looks today, and so I'm envisioning that. All of those things I'm seeing, but I'm not talking about it. And so I'm still attaching feelings to these things, but I don't have the verbal labels for them. And I think that's also why sometimes communicating gets so hard for me, because I can't show you what I'm thinking. I can only tell you. And if I have a label for something in feeling, I don't have the words for that. So I'm not able to fully say. Even with the chairs, I was trying so hard. I was what words could I possibly use to show them what I'm thinking? And I couldn't.
Yeah.
It's hard, but I think it's because I don't have that internal monologue ever. That's also why sometimes when I'm driving and I'm fully aware, maybe even music isn't on, I'm fully aware of the drive. I'll get where I'm going and be oh my God, I literally probably just killed someone, because there was no way for me to check, kind of. I feel sometimes people that have internal monologues can be oh, when I was at this light, I was thinking about this, so clearly I was fine. I can't do that, because what was I seeing? The road. What was I thinking about? The road. It's I had two versions of it.
Oh, okay. You're picturing the route to get to where you're going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
And almost comparing that picture with what's happening. And I used to think that oh, everybody has an internal monologue. So
This makes so much sense now. When you would be I don't know if I locked the door. I don't know if I turned the stove off.
Mhm.
I would just be well, every day is different. What were we thinking? That was my expectation.
I don't have thought.
Interesting.
No thought.
Yeah. The solution was to take a picture of the door every day.
Oh my God. And we're both so bad at it. And especially senior year, because our door, we had to lock our door. sophomore, junior year, our door would lock automatically when we closed it. Senior year, like we had to lock the door. Our photo roll was like bad. It was literally
Your
just
camera
like,
roll is just a bunch of doors.
just a bunch of doors. And then one time,
Doorknobs.
like she left a candle on. Like we both worked, and so we would come home for the weekend, and then she wakes up and she's like, "Oh my God, I left the candle on." She hauls ass to New Brunswick, and the entire hallway smells like the candle. Yeah, really bad. This is what happens when you put two anxious people in the same house. We were both like, "Did you turn off the stove? No. Did you turn off the stove? I don't know." And then we'd drive back.
Would you say you're also an anxious person?
Yes, sir.
So we got 3 anxious people in this friend group.
Yeah, there's no winning for you, buddy. You're the only grounded person. You've got your own slew of issues.
Yeah. Who would choose this?
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I don't have the speech.
Wow.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's like an extreme version of what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a mix.
It's also like that internal dialogue is never kind to me. So,
That's so sad.
oh,
She's crying.
no, I'm not.
The it's so funny.
I was very confused.
This has been a recent thing.
Okay.
It's been a really recent thing because it's like,
Because it used to be like one tear and then like, this is so embarrassing. But now it's just deer in the
I was
headlight.
like, oh, I thought you had some like brain blast and you thought you had like a great realization.
no, it was just that I felt the tears coming on. And I was like, oh my God, this is sad.
If I hug you, will it get worse?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like not very kind. So I feel like to shut it up, I just don't think with words.
Mm,
And it's like, it's so hard to be mean to yourself when,
no words involved.
yeah, like what are you supposed to envision? I hate you. Like, it doesn't work that way.
So there's just like one of your streams of thought is just like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
Mute. Then you're
Actually,
driving and you
like,
see,
actually,
a
yeah.
billboard.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I hate a few people. I wouldn't even wish them my mind. That's how bad it is. I would wish them worse than my mind.
Oh.
I actually
Damn.
don't think there's much worse. Like, I feel like death is a cop out. You're like, oh, I hate that person. I'll kill them. Like, okay, then they get to move on to the next life. What do you have to do?
Maybe they'll even eat their favorite breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
On their last day of Earth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pat
Do you
back.
guys think that's why, like, I chew my words so much? Like, I literally, they come out wrong because I'm not thinking them before I say them?
Yeah.
Could be.
That would make like sense as
But
like
also,
a
like,
theory.
Kind of like what Preet was saying. I do the same thing as you do, where it's like sometimes there are moments where I'll like try to think about what I'm gonna say before I say it. and I
Always
still mess it
backfire.
up.
Yeah.
it's still
I
awful.
even just said it always backfires. Bro.
So I feel like we all just can't speak, but that's okay.
That's all right.
Yeah.
English wasn't our first language.
Honestly, it was mine. It's just embarrassing.
English was not my first language.
Actually, I don't know. Pivoting back to music,
hmm
because we were talking about case closed.
Case closed. When I pop on the scene, it's a takeover.
But which one of your
New jingle.
Are those the lyrics?
Almost.
What is it?
It's close.
What is it? What is it?
It's when I walk on the scene, I think. Not pop on the scene.
It's like pop. Okay. Are
What
you
was
gonna
it
change it? Maybe it's a good lyric
Yeah,
change.
maybe you're correct. Maybe I have to change.
I don't know. It's just your song. Like, what do you
Oh.
know?
So true. I like that bouncy too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, love the hops.
Ups.
Also love on Glass Faces when you go, oh,
Yeah.
huge fan.
She literally puts it up. Oh!
Or on Disconnect.
Mm.
Man, foolish. So good.
Oh, yeah.
So good. I literally
do
made
love
them
that.
shut up. I played it like 6 times.
Yeah. Listen to how he says foolish. Play.
Like, I'm not joking when I
Yeah,
say
she's
I'm
a
a
true
super
fan.
fan.
Yeah.
Super
I
fan.
appreciate it, gang.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. You're welcome.
But what's one song you feel is like underrated that doesn't get enough love?
Mm.
No, but honestly, I thought personally, Case Closed went triple platinum in my AirPods. So I think people are sleeping on that one.
Fair.
That's
Fair.
tea. I agree.
Appreciate it, gang. What's your answer to that? Do you have one? Because I'm kind of struggling.
That's like a recent one, I guess.
My
I
answer is
think.
literally Frontman.
Oh, so true.
Oh,
My
But I
answer
feel
has
like
been
Frontman
it's hard to
since
find. Yeah.
2016.
deepest of cuts.
I sat literally right here. I was here, sat
Oh, so true.
when RMS played Dagmatic for everyone for the first time in this basement. Mind blown. I was like, huh? Heard your mom's voice come in, and then we like sunk into the dream. I was like, what in the hell? What is this?
Wow, she remembers all the details.
Yeah,
She's a
that's
true
crazy.
It
fan.
blew my
True.
mind.
Yeah.
Super fan. That's me. Yeah, it blew my
loved
mind.
her.
And now possibly a live version.
Yeah. That was
Dagmatic?
so good.
Yeah, it was
Thanks, dude.
amazing. Stellar. It lives on my Apple Music. Like I downloaded it off of SoundCloud.
Oh wow.
And I pulled the album art so that when I listen to it, it's there. Like
A real one.
I'm
The
a
realest
real
of
fan.
ones. That's crazy.
I'm a super real fan.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Frontman is mine.
Yeah, I'm hyped for live version. I think
Yeah.
that'd be sick.
I also liked God's Eye View. Eye, that one.
Yeah,
Part 2.
yeah. God's Eye View is part 1.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sorry. That
Mhm.
one. That one was really good too.
Thanks, yo.
Deep cut.
These are super deep cuts. Even I haven't heard these in like years. That's awesome. That's awesome. Appreciate it. I will say, even though it just came out, I would say Silent Dance.
Mm.
But also it's like expected because it's not meant to be like the most replayable song. It's like pretty long and pretty like rap heavy and stuff. But I think that's like the song I'm most proud of, even though like the plays or whatever like don't correspond to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
think
love that one.
Yeah, stellar. Loved that one. And when it came out, you were literally talking about how it like felt like a renewal of
Yeah.
the stuff that you loved the most when you were creating.
Yeah, it reminded me of making some like Frontman and those kind of 2016 songs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like from such a pure place
Yeah.
of creation, whereas like knowing full well this is like an album cut or like a EP cut. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not meant to be a standalone single with all this like replay value and this and that. Is meant to just tell a story, and I think it was cool. And I think for those who did see it and like saw the video and all that, like yeah, it's hard to say it's underrated in that sense because a lot of people like I appreciated people appreciating it, you know. So it's important to like receive those flowers and not ignore it. But at the same time, yeah, I think it's always a special one. And I think it maybe it's more special because it's like a deep cut, so to speak. you know?
Yeah.
Music video is amazing.
Thanks, dude.
Cried. I mean, I'm always crying, but like it was so good. And then I showed my parents and they were like, wow. Amazing. Because I feel like that kind of reconnection with younger child, we are able to explore that far younger than our parents. And like both mom and dad now are at like a point in their lives where the tears are coming. I'll allow
That's
them.
expected though.
Yeah. I love them. But it's like they are just now able to like do that. They have the freedom to do that because their kids are grown, mostly independent. Like they don't have to worry about stuff like that. And so dad was like, maybe I'll learn Carnatic music. Maybe I'll, do whatever. Because those are things that he wanted to do when he was young.
Yeah.
So I think like, and mom too, she's like, yeah, I don't know what the hell I want to do. But she gets to do that now. So I think it was like, even though they're like a different, I don't know, like stage of life really, because they have married kids, like whatever.
Yeah.
They're going through like a very similar thing as what you're going through, is what we're going through. So I think like showing that to them was also really special because they saw themselves in that art, even though they're a different generation, like very, very differently experienced in life.
Yeah. That's so awesome. They deserve that. I feel like all of our parents deserve the chances we get.
Yeah.
because of-
Like the freedom we have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That song does sound very grounded. And Pre sounds so good on it.
Pre sounds so good on it. Yeah.
He's amazing. Yeah.
Exactly. Loved that. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I actually also think that one is like severely underrated. That's okay though. Well, I think that like also goes into another question I wanted to ask you, which is like, obviously as an independent musician, you have to think about numbers and engagement and like how to kind of bring in an audience because all of that falls on you. But how do you measure progress? How do you kind of like obviously there are goals, right? Like you have like I want to have this kind of engagement and maybe this number and like whatever, like those things exist. But how do you actually feel like, okay, yeah, I've like made a step forward or like I've progressed. And when I look back, I can see that I'm ahead. I've moved ahead in XYZ way. Like, how do you decide?
I think it's just being committed to continuously making things, and then that is your timeline. You know what I mean? Like the song I made within the past 6 months will be just automatically better than the song I made 6 years ago, or like 8 years ago, or 10 years ago, or whatever. And it's not because I sat there and I'm like, this needs to be better than XYZ. It's just because I made. And like, even if you zoom into that, like on a micro level, there'll be still like shit songs and good songs and shit songs and good songs. And it'll still be like, whatever, you toss away the stuff that isn't good. But like generally, you put out the things that you feel like meet your criteria to put it out. And now that baseline is just automatically higher than it was before, you know? And each year that's like that. I feel like even I was listening to songs on the album that will be on the album that I made, like, but the songs I made are like 2 years old, 3 years old even. And I'm listening to them and I'm like, I really like it, but I can hear that it's that old. I'm still probably gonna put it out, but you can hear what in like micro ways, you know, the articulation of certain words, the choice of tone, the choice of like style of lyricism. There's like things that just evolve and adapt as you grow. But that's because like the continuation of creation is just like consistently been there, you know? So that means like the growth is just always there, whether or not you're like trying to be better, you know?
I love that. It's like a byproduct
Yeah.
of just like staying consistent.
Yeah.
Love.
Did that answer? I can't remember what your question was.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
It did. Because like it's not really that you're not measuring the progress. It's really just, is it done? And if it's done, it's just automatically changed and adapted for better.
And I think there's also like a level of comfort and confidence that comes from doing it over time, because then you become more sure of like what is done, you know? Like, okay, I know that I feel comfortable putting this out. I'm not necessarily attached to this idea of it being like having to be the best thing I've ever made, but it meets the criteria, you know? It's like an A-. And like I've learned to be okay with that A-. Like the act of letting go is probably like the most important part of the creation process, because then it's not yours anymore, it's everyone else's. And like people think of the creation as like the literal building of it, but like a really important part of the creative process is the completion of it, you know, and like the letting go of it. That's still part of the process. So practicing that part of it, I think, is huge. And as you do that over time, it's like your confidence in being able to define something as done goes up, because you're like, this feels right to me. I don't have to question it. And I think that helps you iterate and get your reps in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have any final thoughts? Any final things you want to say?
Or promote
Yeah.
to our
Case closed.
many fans.
When I walk on the scene, it's a takeover. I don't talk. Let's pay phone.
Whoa.
Makeover. Get out. I actually don't know any of the lyrics.
Happy
ever.
living like that's for real.
Nothing to promote. Just
Just
keep
vibes.
reviewing the peers, Chiefs. This is great.
So we've reached a 5 out of 5. Yelp.
Yeah. You just got there. Yeah. I'm gonna say time so that the cow go. Because you know, and then
Okay, you guys should both do that. I can't do it because I don't have tonsils. Hit
Okay. It's so cute.
I don't have it.
And scene.
Did you get the memo? That boy is one up, yeah. 5 foot some, but all these boys still look up to me. Giving it a play-by-play that dodge the ploys that run up the feet. Still some of y'all faking mans gon' shake my hand while they looking so green. And I ain't mean a man of a Bruce Banner that they plan to go put on the screen.